Season 5 is just a month away, but fans are still processing what went down in Cobra Kai's last season. Miguel's on his way to Mexico, Kreese is in jail, and Terry's about to franchise his dojo. But the most interesting part of the show is still Daniel and Johnny's rivalry. Season 4 brought them to a standoff, but it feels like they still need one last fight to properly end their story. Here's what we mean by that. For starters, these two have way too much history together. If you've been following the Karate Kid series for a while, you'll know that Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence go way back. From their first meeting in 1984's The Karate Kid to their modern matchup in Cobra Kai, these two have been facing off for decades at this point. Their relationship is the whole reason this show exists, and it definitely wouldn't be the same without them. Honestly, we're really hyped to see what direction the writers go in for Season 5, since the fourth season left Daniel and Johnny's rivalry in a really interesting place. The two men had to put aside over 34 years of being sworn enemies, and it was awesome to see. Both characters have changed a ton over the course of the series, but it still wasn't easy to bring them together. It took John Kreese and Terry Silver's partnership to knock some sense into the main characters, and that was definitely one of the most satisfying parts of the fourth season. Daniel and Johnny are finally working together, and this is something that fans have been waiting for since Season 1. One of the best things about Cobra Kai is how it peels back the layers on its characters. Both Ralph Macchio and William Zabka have added a ton of depth to their performances, and it's all thanks to the show's great writing. That's why their dynamic has gotten super complicated, and that came to a head when the two senseis fought in Season 4. They were competing to see who would lead the dojo, but it was also a culmination of their history together. It's not easy to work with a sworn enemy, and they needed that moment to let off some steam. That said, fans were really surprised to see the fight end in a draw. Now we get why the writers made that decision. If there had been a clear winner, then the two wouldn't have agreed to combine their styles in the finale. Yeah, we know, Sam didn't win even with Miyagi Fang, but it's obvious that the merging of the two techniques is going to be a big part of the show moving forward. Season 5 is going to be all about Danny and Johnny learning to work together, and we can't wait to see how that storyline develops. That said, there's still room for another showdown between the pair, and it could be really satisfying. Even though LaRusso and Lawrence have agreed to work together, there's always going to be a ton of friction between them. You can't erase decades of animosity just like that, and the show has a really good reason to pit them against each other in the upcoming seasons. They're not friends just yet, but they do have some respect for each other now. The remainder of the series is probably going to be about how they become friends, which means they'll need to lighten up. Putting that negative energy aside for a friendly sparring match could be how they finally put their differences aside. That's right, we think the two will have to start having regular sparring matches. That would be the logical conclusion to their arc, since there's nothing stopping them from learning now. They're not kids anymore, so there's no big tournament to prove who's the better fighter or any adults around to stoke the rivalry. It's just them, and we feel like the two characters could learn a lot from each other. We don't know about you, but we think these characters still have a long way to go before they can call themselves mature. At the end of the day, Cobra Kai is all about growing up, so this is the perfect way to tie up the show. And it would help the other characters develop too. Since Daniel and Johnny aren't determined to destroy each other anymore, their sparring matches would be great for their students and families too. The two men will finally be able to set an example for the kids and show them that karate doesn't have to be about violence. And that's what Mr. Miyagi was always trying to teach Daniel. And it would be pretty perfect if the show ended up bringing the old sensei's teachings to life. We definitely think that would be pretty awesome. Learning martial arts isn't only about coming out on top after all. It's helped the kids on the show find purpose and connect with other people. Both Johnny and Daniel know that, but it's taken them a while to put things in place. Once they can stop caring about who's the better sensei, they'll both become way better karate masters. Seeing as Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do will be coming together in future seasons, that seems to be where the show is headed. Will these two men finally see each other as equals in Season 5? We'll just have to wait and see. The writers will probably take their sweet time bringing things to a close. That's because Season 5 isn't the final season. We're not even sure it's the penultimate season. Josh Heald, one of the show's creators, says the writing team is still working on storylines past Season 5. They're planning on taking things to at least 6 seasons. Of course, that all depends on the series getting renewed up until that point. Season 4 was one of Netflix's biggest hits ever though, so the future is pretty bright. Of course, the LaRusso-Lawrence rivalry isn't the only storyline that Season 5 will be exploring. The characters actually have a ton on their plates. The Cobra Kai dojo has taken over the Valley's martial arts scene, and Johnny's got to get Miguel back from Mexico. We wouldn't be surprised if these two karate men face off again at some point after Season 5. They've got a lot to get through in order to become friends, so that makes sense. Let's hope the show can tie up their rivalry in a way that's as satisfying as possible, because that's what the fans and these characters deserve. With that covered, here's some other news about the show. First up, star Jola Maraduena got COVID right before filming his big movie. Most of us probably know Maridueña for his portrayal of Miguel Diaz in Cobra Kai. He's moving past the hit series though because DC has come calling. The actor will be playing one of the comic giant's most underrated heroes in the upcoming DCEU movie, Blue Beetle, and it looks like he had a tough time on set. Maridueña revealed in a recent interview that he tested positive for COVID-19 right before filming for the superhero movie started. Production had to be halted to give him time to recover, and thankfully, he came back right as rain. The Blue Beetle film will be directed by Angel Manuel Soto and is written by Gareth Bennett Alcer. It's scheduled for release on August 18, 2023, and we're sure Maridueña will kill it in the role. He's done some terrific work on Cobra Kai, so we know he's got the acting chops. Secondly, Cobra Kai's executive producer just commented on the trailer for Season 5. "We just got a trailer for the latest batch of episodes, and it honestly looks like this will be the best one yet. Yuji Okamoto is returning as Chozen after reprising the role in Season 3, and we can't wait to see how he adds to the plot." What's more, executive producer John Hurwitz had some nice words to say about the teaser. He shared his excitement with fans by tweeting that he absolutely loved the trailer and can't wait to see the fan reaction to Season 5 this September. Hurwitz also says that the trailer perfectly sets the tone for the upcoming season. He kept things spoiler-free, and we're really glad he did. The latest trailer was pure awesomeness, and it's got us even more hyped for what's next. The official launch date for Season 5 is September 9th of this year, so be sure to check it out on Netflix when it drops. And finally, Cobra Kai's creators are working on a new series in New Mexico. The show will be called Obliterated, and it's being produced for Netflix by Sony Pictures Television. The creators of Cobra Kai are attached to the project, with principal photography already underway in Albuquerque, New Mexico. John Hurwitz, Josh Heald, and Hayden Schlossberg will be serving as directors and executive producers for the upcoming action comedy TV show. It's about an elite special forces team that stops a deadly attack on Las Vegas, only to realize the bomb they disarmed was fake. That sounds pretty wacky to us. The production also filmed in Las Vegas last month, and it's been a long time coming. This team has wanted to make Obliterated for a while now, and they're super excited to get to work. The crew will employ 350 people from New Mexico, so it's a major production. We can't wait to see how it shapes up. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Daniel and Johnny will start sparring as friends? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.